Welcome to week 63 of Cougs on Cougs. I am Jess. This is Mary.
Hi.
We've been away for a week on spring break.
Yes, welcome back.
Yeah. But we are going to get right back into things, even though it's officially off-season for basketball.
For basketball and football, but not for us.
That's right. We'll still be here all summer.
And I feel like the off-season can almost sometimes be more fun because they get to, post more freely on social media and they're less busy. So there's a lot to keep up with.
That's true. Especially Talk of the Town. It's
We've
usually
got
a little
you
longer.
covered. Yeah, it becomes, the high point here.
Okay, so let's start with our quote of the week, though.
Yes, as always. It comes from Jay Wright, who I know that Jess and I love, best dressed coach in the NCAA.
The George Clooney of NCAA basketball?
Yes. He said, "You're not a failure if you don't reach your dream. You're only a failure if you don't commit yourself to your dreams."
Wise words.
Let's get right into Talk of the Town. Like we said, this is kind of our feature segment here in the off-season because we get to keep up with all the athletes. Even though we can't keep up with them on the field, we can keep up with them off the field, which we love to do anyway.
That's
so let's
true.
start with some football stuff.
Yeah, so starting with this tweet here. So Jack Mooney tweeted out, "Hey Cougar Nation, it's post your favorite BYU sports picture week." And so
it's a good thread.
Yeah, so Mark McGregor posted one. "Best 6-year-old birthday ever, LES in your own backyard."
That was amazing. I did a double take on that one.
It was really impressive. The whole field, got the banners in the back from different schools.
I want that to be my backyard all the time.
And that kid is adorable.
He is cute. Mitch Matthews tweeted out, what is that? Hashtag skull?
You're asking the wrong person.
I
see it everywhere, though.
It's like the Vikings motto. It probably stands for something. Sorry, Vikings fans. But he said, "Man, I can't wait for 2017. There he is standing with a Carter jersey. The Vikings program is just so storied and has so much history. And they're kind of on the up and up a little bit. They've been better in recent years than they have been kind of lately. So that'll be a good opportunity for Mitch. It's just fun to see him sign anywhere, right?"
Definitely. And I think it's funny because I feel like he has the coloring and the look of a Viking.
Totally. Red beard.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yes.
This is from Isaiah Kafusi. "In Fred we trust."
So this is at the end of spring ball, but I really liked his caption, and that was getting a lot of attention. And I love to talk about captains, and it's the off season, so give me a break. Who are your captains going to be? Fred and Tanner, for sure. So we had to talk a little bit about the Y Awards. We've got some stuff from that sprinkled here throughout Talk of the Town. This tweet is from Tanner Mangum, and it's a picture of him and his bromance, Matt Hadley. And he said, "This is the moment where Matt pointed out that his wife came as the third wheel." He didn't laugh. He didn't say LOL. He wasn't kidding. That's serious.
No.
So they look very dapper. And what were his hashtags? Hashtag bromance goals. Hashtag Y Awards.
I love that that's his own hashtag.
Bromance goals. Another very important thing we had to point out that caused some dispute on Twitter last week. Tanner and Matt are sans belt.
Yeah, this caused some controversy on our account, huh?
It did. So Brett, beauty dude, pointed it out to us. Oh, that's not even his handle anymore. Sorry. Brett Bahr, it's his handle now. Pointed it out to us, and we agreed. You gotta wear a belt with a suit.
Yeah, with the bow ties and everything.
Right, and it brought up this whole suspenders thing, which guess what? That's irrelevant. Tanner's not wearing suspenders. He's wearing a tux, put on a belt.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're trying to set a trend. It didn't work.
Or they're college kids and they don't think about it.
Tanner Mangum, this was a Tanner Mangum Modeling Co. faux pas.
So this was, Tanner Mangum posted this last Monday at the start of Mental Health Awareness Week at BYU. Just shared his post about his journey with depression and anxiety and...
said he takes an antidepressant every day.
Yeah, and how he's gotten help for it and wants to try to erase the stigma a little bit. So he did a lot of interviews about it. He sure did. Really open about it, and I think he will affect a lot of change.
Totally, and I think that was his goal. He said that he was inspired by Brandon Marshall, a wide receiver in the NFL who did the same thing. And then I know BYU was asking people to share their own experiences as sources of strength for others because, mental health is traditionally this hush-hush thing that's looked down upon, and it's not. It's a normal thing. A lot of people struggle with it, and Tanner was just saying, look, I'm one of those people. I'm here for you. It's a normal thing, and it's okay.
Yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of fans have read Steve Young's book as well, and he dives into that a lot too. So I think it's very cool that these quarterbacks are using their platform to do some good too.
Another thing from last week, we didn't have last week, so Sorry, some of this is a little bit old, but it was Jamal's birthday. He turned 22. The draft is at the end of the month, so we're starting to really look forward to that. But his mom posted a happy birthday wish to him, shortly after midnight on the day that it was his birthday. And she said she remembers 22 years ago when he was born. And why did she say she remembered it?
UCLA men's basketball team defeated Arkansas, and of course she's a huge UCLA fan. That's where she went, so I'm sure she remembered that. But
in the NCAA championship,
in the NCAA championship. So the picture's adorable, though. I mean, look at that little baby
chunk. He's a little chunk.
He looks just like he does.
I know, even his little styling outfit.
Yeah, if you just show me that picture, I'd be able to tell you that's Jamal Williams
for sure. Last up for football.
These are some dates to pay attention to. Media Day will be Friday, June 23rd. That's Styles' birthday, so I'll remember that too. And then fall camp will begin the last week of July because we have a game so early. So more football, earlier football.
Yes.
I don't know.
Those are kind of like your next benchmark things to look forward to. So get excited for June 23rd. BYU TV always does such a great job in their coverage. You can just turn on the TV all day and hear from players, hear from coaches. And it's to me, it's better than spring ball because you start to get stuff in concrete. You know who's going to start and who's going to be the captains and blah, blah, blah. It's just exciting.
Yeah, and then there'll be some fan fests sprinkled throughout the summer, too, so maybe we'll get some stories and stuff out of that.
We'll keep you up to date on
mostly, we'll be looking forward to June 23rd.
As for basketball and football, kind of, this is a hybrid.
It's a good transition.
ESPN 960 Sports. So Ben Criddle said that he spoke with Corbin Kaufusi a week ago, so 2 weeks ago now, and Corbin said he has no intention of playing basketball again.
I don't know if that's a surprise to anybody.
I think we were just kind of waiting to hear it. I think we all kind of knew. And he used Eric Mika wording, do we call it that now? In that he didn't slam the door shut. He wasn't like, I'm never playing, but I'm done. I'm absolutely done. He has no intention. Intentions change. Do we think or expect him to? No.
Gabby tweeted this out. What boy band is this? This is from the Y
Words
again.
They look like a boy band.
Oh my gosh, they really do. I wish they were all wearing bow ties.
And the poses are like so on point. Some of them are looking down. Some of them are like
accepting their
stone cold face.
Yeah.
Peyton. I'd watch that music video.
I would too. I miss when they used to do that.
They all look really nice. And hey, they're probably wearing belts. So Nick has a beard. We have feelings about this.
Yeah, this is becoming a thing whenever I guess they're not playing or on TV or like, I don't know, there's an honor code still, I guess. You still have to take tests.
Well, it's like I told Jess, like finals are coming up. He's going to have to shave before finals. I'm not into Nick's beard. It makes him look older.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really care a ton other than it's just weird seeing it.
I bet he just is like doing it as like a sign of the off season. It's a really pretty picture though.
Yeah, it is.
Of the temple. And I guess all that matters is if Sarah likes it. So Sarah, let us know.
Yeah.
And come on our show, by the way.
All right. So off season usually means, there's kids leaving on missions and stuff. So we found out that Colby Leifson got his wisdom teeth out in prep for his mission, or he's leaving soon.
He had to wait until the last minute because of the season.
Yeah, so...
Look at those chubby cheeks.
I know. I thought it was adorable, though, because Eric Mika and his wife are the ones that have been taking care of him.
That is playing house a little.
Yeah. If you follow Colby on Instagram or Snapchat or anything, he's been posting snaps about how Gabby Mika's the best because she's, like, making him food and taking care of him and stuff. So, I know. It's so sweet.
That is really sweet.
So, hope you get better, Colby.
Last of all, we did want to give a shout out to the Zags. So, last week, we usually film on Mondays, but we were taking spring break, and that was also the national championship game. So it was Gonzaga and UNC. Gonzaga almost did it. The second half was unbearable to watch. It was that's coming from WCC fans. We're used to terrible refs.
I know. I figured Gonzaga would be used to that,
but it was even worse.
Yeah, the whole thing was long and frustrating and just
very maddening. I know
nothing
for those of
like
us,
the game before. I mean, it was still kind of close, but nothing like last year's game.
No. The ending was not nearly as exciting. But it was still cool that Gonzaga made it there. I know we wanted them to win it all, but they made it to the championship game. St. Mary's advanced to like the second round, and Robbie tweeted that Gonzaga and St. Mary's runs in the tournament have made the WCC more than $11 million.
Yeah, which will be spread around over 6 years, but still, hey. Good work, guys. We get some money out of that.
They made more money than we did, so we wanted to give them a shout out for bringing home the bacon. It's time for a Cougs and culture segment. These are also easier to do in the off season when we don't have, coaching from the couch and stuff. So we decided, this has kind of been on our radar for a little while. I know Jess had mentioned it a while back when the last Avengers movie came
summer,
out.
When Civil War came out.
And we got reminded again because the basketball team did the Rex Lee run and they all dressed up as superheroes, and it kind of just got us thinking, who would be who as far as superheroes?
Oh, and also your
on the
parents
football and basketball team
asked the question down at spring camp between Superman and Batman.
Yeah, who would be Superman and who would be Batman?
Yeah, so we've been thinking about it for a while.
It's been percolating. So we're finally going to do it. We're going to do kind of a Justice League Avengers thing, just because I'm more of a Justice League fan and Jess is more of an Avengers fan. We both like both. Don't get mad.
I know. I used to be a huge Justice League fan back in the day.
And then we've just got a few random ones hanging around. But let us know your input. This is just fun. So we start out with Batman from the Justice League. So I just did the 7 original founders of the Justice League.
Okay, let's hear it.
And I said Tanner Mangum, which might not be the first person who comes to your mind as Batman, but if you really think about it, he totally is. Because Bruce Wayne, especially, you have to think about Bruce Wayne too, is cool, suave, put together, but he has this whole other side to him that you just don't know about and wouldn't guess at. But total boss, of course. He's got the dark hair. I can see him as Bruce Wayne Batman.
Who's the Superman to his Batman?
The Superman to his Batman, we did Fred Warner. So for the characteristics for Superman doesn't really get sick. I mean, he has kryptonite, but that's it. Fred's always healthy. Superman, fundamentally sound. Fred, fundamentally sound.
That is true.
He knows what he's doing, and he does it. Obviously smart, strong, and people around him look up to him. I mean, who doesn't want to be Superman? Who doesn't love Superman? Who doesn't want to be Fred? Who doesn't love Fred?
Sorry, Reno. But yeah, I agree.
Reno said he was Batman and Superman. Of course. Sorry. He was our second pick, of course. Aquaman, we said Jamal Williams. We said we could include seniors from last year. Just because we haven't had a new season yet.
We make our own rules here.
Yes.
Don't even try.
So, obviously, Jamal is super slick, strong, and fast, like Aquaman. For the Flash, this was an easy one for me. I had to go with Jonah Trinnaman because I think he's the fastest person on the football team, fastest man alive. Very smart. I think he wants to go into medicine in one way or another. Has a lot of ambitions, and, the fast thing. So, Green Lantern, I went with Matt Foley because the Green Lantern kind of has that whole policing theme, and Matt wants to be police officer.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
and
about
because
that.
they have their rings that give them power, and I think Matt has pretty good fashion sense. And it's kind of centered around a group of friends. So Green Lantern is a person, but it's also a group of people, and Matt just has a lot of little groups of friends. So I think he could be our Green Lantern.
You can see that, the little special teams group. They're all buddies.
Get them some rings. Oh, and let's see, Martian Manhunter. So this is John Jones, the big creepy green alien, who is also very cool.
Did you want to throw creepy in there?
Creepy. Well, all right, fine. Awesome, I mean. So I give this to Butch Pau'u because Martian Manhunter, who do you think
Who's
of
your
Manhunter on the team?
Butch.
He'll find you and he'll kill you.
That's a good enough
Literally.
reason for me.
And then finally for Wonder Woman, we're not discriminating against gender.
We're just playing character traits.
Since it's the football and basketball teams, we went with a boy. So Tanner Baldry, this is not offensive. This is a compliment. He gets to be Wonder Woman because this comes partially, my husband helped with this, and he worked with Tanner Baldry a lot in the offseason. And he said he's not always on the scouting report, which is true, but he's someone you need to look out for, and he flies under the radar in his invisible jet.
I can see that. That's pretty good.
And he's awesome. I love Wonder Woman. She's my favorite.
Okay. Excited for them?
Avengers? Yeah.
Okay, so Avengers. I'm just taking the basketball team. So we decided to split it up a little bit.
I did mostly football.
Obviously, there's character traits from Justice League and Avengers that apply to different, obviously there's tons of football players we could have thrown into the Avengers, but we're splitting it up this way. So
yes.
Our Captain America of the basketball team, for me, this was super easy because it's Eric Mika.
He even looks a little bit like Chris Evans.
Yeah. Oh,
kind
yeah,
of.
definitely.
The eyes.
Yeah. Tall, blonde.
Handsome.
Yeah. So, I also feel like he's, like Captain America, he's the leader. He's pretty calm and mild-mannered off the court. You know, he can kind of joke around a little bit, but on the court, he does not back down from a fight. You know, he's going to be your solid, consistent, leader.
Yeah.
So that's Eric McGovern.
Don't leave. I'm just going to keep saying that every time we talk about Eric.
Okay, Iron Man, he's kind of the superhero people kind of love to hate a little bit. I personally love Iron Man.
He's like the good bad guy. Like, he's got a bad guy edge.
Yeah, and he, it's probably just because he's cocky. He knows he's good and everything, so...
Who's like that on the basketball team?
That's going to be Nick Emery for me.
We beat you. Sit down.
Yeah, he's not afraid to say stuff, get in your face.
We love him for it.
Yeah, and he's also really good, so it's fine, Okay, Thor. Thor's kind of a little different because, he's from another planet, kind of like Superman, but he kind of comes and goes. And so I felt like maybe that was Elijah Bryant because with his, he's a transfer.
Sad.
So he's coming in from another place. With injuries, he's kind of been in and out of the rotation all year. But when he's on, he's amazing.
He can lay the hammer down.
That's exactly. So that's my Thor. That's my Thor. Hulk, I went back and forth on this one because there's the guys that look like Hulk, like Jamal and Corbin Kafusi.
And we know Corbin loves the Hulk. Yeah. Sorry, Corb.
Yeah, but I have to go with Yoli Childs here because I feel like on the court, he can do things physically that nobody else can.
Literally.
Yeah.
And just his athleticism.
Yeah, and then same off the court, he's pretty calm, smart kid, pretty mild, just like Bruce Banner. So he's my Hulk. Hawkeye is kind of the dad of the group a little bit. So for me, that was Kyle Davis.
Totally.
He's
like their babysitter sometimes.
Yep, dad of the team. But, also holds his own in a fight.
Right.
Spider-Man went with Stephen Bayo here. Steven's kind of the new kid, pretty young, trying to prove himself.
A little nerdy-ish.
Yeah, a little goofy.
Not in a bad way.
We love Steven, obviously.
Duh.
Black Widow here. Do you have a guess on this one?
Redhead, like Scarlett Johansson, right?
That's true. So, obviously, I went with TJ Haas here. And again, this is a compliment.
Don't get mad about the genders.
Okay? And I picked TJ mainly because he's pretty similar to Ty in that they're both sort of silent assassins. You don't think of them as a real threat sometimes.
They very quietly score a lot of points. You look up and TJ has 20. Like a black.
I know, exactly. So that's
I like it.
I wanted to throw Zach Celius in there because he's back and we love him. So I went with War Machine on him just because he's a solid team player. He knows his role. He does a good job. He's also buddies with Iron Man, which here's Nick Emery. So
hashtag bromance goals.
Exactly.
I thought you could be the Atom too, if we're going back and dipping back into Justice League.
Okay, yeah. And then last,
this is a good one.
I wanted to pick an Ant-Man, and I had to go with Payne Dastrip because Payne, is a little goofy, likes to keep things kind of light, but he also can get the job done.
Yeah, totally. And we went back and forth with Johnny Linehan. He could be he's the football Ant-Man, and then Peyton can be the basketball Ant-Man.
Definitely. Tom Homo, I think, is our Nick Fury because Tom is the man that runs everything. He controls it all. He knows what's going on when nobody else does.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, next. Tom is definitely the Nick Fury.
We thought another funny thing that you could do is villains. We didn't want to go there because we didn't want to talk about people who make us mad. But a certain coach from up north came up in discussion. So let us know your villains. Let us know any heroes or supporting cast that we forgot. We just kept it pretty basic.
There's so many.
So many.
That we didn't name. So, yeah, we want to hear it. Or if you think we're wrong, I want to hear that too.
Always.
Okay, that's all we have for this week. Coming up, we've got men's volleyballs in the MPSF quarterfinals, and this is against Stanford at home Friday night, 7 o'clock. I know their last couple home games they had record-breaking attendance, so maybe try to break the attendance record again.
There is so much baseball going on this week, so go watch some baseball. Hopefully the weather will warm up a little bit.
No more snow.
I know. So baseball is at UVU, so that's tonight at 6 p.m., just up the road here. And then they have games at Miller Park on Friday and Saturday. Those are both at 6 p.m. versus Pepperdine. And then I think they play Pepperdine again on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. And they're calling that the Sandlot game.
I love this idea.
So just dress like you're in the movie? Throw on a baseball shirt and cap and...
Use all phrases from the Sandlot.
It's free with a pass of all passes, so use that.
Very cool. Softball also has home games this week, so starting at 5 o'clock on Friday, they've got a doubleheader with Pacific, so go check that out. And then also Saturday at 1 o'clock, they've got a game, same time as the baseball game, I think. A lot of times they'll do them back-to-back. They're right next to each other. So 1 o'clock Saturday, and they are doing a free Easter egg hunt for kids 13 and under, so.
Go. Yeah, I mean, go to either one of the games, dress as the Sandlot people, and then go hunt for Easter eggs. They're right next to each other. Go. So
if you're 13 and
if you need something to do Saturday. Happy Easter, by the way.
Yes, that's right.
As for our sponsors this week, our first one, we wanted to give a shout out to Bronco and Company for not committing or at least reporting whatever recruiting violations they did at Virginia this past week.
Oh, so many jokes about that this last week. Also sponsored by the Cheetah, Shea Collinsworth. She ran the #1 time for the 800 meters in the NCAA and the #5 time in the world for this year. So
had to give her a shout out.
Amazing.
She is amazing.
Congrats.
May you always stay loyal to the white and blue. For Jess, I'm Mary. We'll see you next week.